Today in NBA 2K24, I am pairing up Victor Wembanyama with prime Chris Paul. As you can see, we're here on San Antonio Spurs with Chris Paul, of course, on the roster. Chris Paul did sign with San Antonio Spurs on a one-year, $11 million contract in real life, which I think was a great deal for the Spurs, and of course for Victor Wembanyama. Now, Chris Paul is no longer the player he used to be, so today in NBA 2K24, I am putting Chris Paul back in his prime to see how well he would do on the San Antonio Spurs, and of course Victor Wembanyama is going to be doing exceptionally well here with the addition of Chris Paul onto the roster. Be sure to hit the subscribe button, like this video if you enjoy. Let me get you the rotation before we kick into things. Here's the rotation we're rocking with. Of course, we have Chris Paul at the 1, then Vassell is our 2, Keldon Johnson at the 3, Jeremy Sochan at the 4, and of course Victor Wembanyama at the 5. Coming off the bench is Trey Jones. We got Harrison Barnes and that deal with DeRozan there. Zach Collins was coming off the bench, as well as Stephon Cassell. Let's see how well this does here on NBA 2K24. The goal is to win NBA championship in each and every single season. Is that going to be the case? Probably not, but you never know here. I do think that potentially there in year 2 or 3 we have a chance. Year 1, not so much, more of a developmental year for our guys, but I think we got a good chance here. Let's see how this plays out here, and I'm sure Chris Paul is going to put up really good numbers, as well as Victor Wembanyama. I'll see you guys at the end of the year. At the end of the season here, Luka Doncic is your MVP, 29 points here, pretty much 10 boards, 10 assists for him. Of course, to win MVP, he always wins MVPs here on 2K. We got Alexander Shaw, Rookie of the Year, Josh Hart, 6th man, Giannis Defensive Player of the Year, Jalen Johnson is your most improved player right there. We're doing it with Victor on the All-NBA first team. Shout out him, and Chris Paul does make the All-NBA second team as well. Shout out the two of them right there. We were the 2nd seed this season. Actually, that's much better than I thought we were going to be. Let's check out the player stats here first. At the end of the year, Victor Wembanyama lead the win, scoring for us 25 points, 13 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, and 3.6 blocks a game. That's absolutely crazy right there. Chris Paul, 20 points here, 6 rebounds, pretty much 10 assists a game, and 2 steals, so he's an absolute killer. Then Vassell had 16 and 5 right there. Keldon Johnson, 14 points. Shout out Trey Jones there and the rest of the squad. For the 2nd seed, we're actually only 1 game back behind the OKC Thunder, 28 and 13 at home, 23 and 18 on the road. So I'd say it was a very, very successful year, to say the least, for the San Antonio Spurs here. Let's check out the playoffs here. We're going to be taking on the Lakers here in the first round. See if they made any changes to the roster. D'Lo, Reeves, LeBron, Vanderbilt, AD here, Hachimura, Dalton Connect here, Christian Wood. Shout out Terrence Mann, some out in the squad. But they got the same squad pretty much in real life. Let's see who's going to win here between the Spurs and the Lakers. We're going to take game 1 though, only by 1. Victor just put up 37, 12, and 5 plus 5 blocks. Chris Paul had a really big game as well. Shout out to Vassell. We get the job done there in game number 1. We also win game 2, 138 to 99. That absolute blowout. Look at the scoring performance between all of our guys. It's just an absolutely crazy performance right there. The Lakers really had no chance against us in that game. We've also won here in game 3, 24 for AD. But Victor Wembanyama just put up 40, 15, 7, 3, and 2. That's crazy. And Chris Paul put up a triple-double as well. We won by a ridiculous amount too. We lose here in game 4, but you know, it's okay. I mean, LeBron's going to, of course, take 1 game against you. It wouldn't be shocking if he didn't. And we're going to go into the next round here, and we're taking on the Dallas Mavericks. They got Luka Doncic here, Kyrie Irving, Klay Thompson, PJ Washington, Derek Lively, Daniel Gafford here, Dante Exum. I am very curious to see how Klay Thompson fits well with the Mavericks next season. It's going to be different for him being on the Mavs. You know, he's been on the Warriors his whole career. Either way, Spurs, Mavericks here in the second round of the playoffs. We do end up winning here in game 1, 146 to 122. Victor just put up 44, 11, 3, 2, and 6. This is absolutely ridiculous. And Chris Paul is doing so well in like the series and just in general. I mean, it's prime Chris Paul. What do you expect? 14, 4, and 14 for him. Victor Wembanyama just put up 44 and 15. The Chris Paul effect is real for Victor Wembanyama. We do lose here in game 3. Luka Doncic 1 rebound shy of a triple-double. Wemby had 26, 19, 15 in this one though. I mean, he's just so good. He's so good. It's now a 2-2 series here. Mavs take game 4, 124 to 112. Klay Thompson 32 for them. Big triple-double for Luka Doncic right there. Victor only 13 this one, though, so they were able to calm him down this one. But we do take game 5. Chris Paul put up 19 here for the Spurs. We win by 7. Let's go and see if we can win game number 6. And no, we did not. So we're going to go to Simcast here for game 7. Curious to see how this plays out here. We will potentially hop in if this is a close matchup between these two squads here. But the Mavericks are pulling away there early in this ball game. Come back a little bit, but I don't think we have enough in the tank to get the job done. And no, we do not. The Spurs have been limited in the second round by the Dallas Mavericks. So let's submit the rest of the playoffs here. It's going to be the Thunder and the Hawks in the NBA Finals, and the Thunder get the job done. Shea is your final. Finals MVP. So, I mean, honestly, I told you before prior to the season, we probably weren't going to win here in year number 1. We made it 7 games in the second round against the Mavericks, so I thought that was pretty solid. Let's see what happens here in year number 2 and 3. I do think, though, we should be able to win by the end of today's video, so let's see how it plays out. At the end of year number 2, Victor Wembanyama is your MVP. 30 points here, 13 boards, 6 assists, just shy of 2 steals, and 3.4 blocks a game. What an exceptional season for Victor Wembanyama right there. We've got Cooper Flag, Rookie of the Year with the Mavericks. We've got Rob Dillingham, 6-man with the Timberwolves here. Victor is also Defensive Player of the Year, and shout out Dillingham also being your most improved player there. Victor, of course, on the All-NBA first team here. No Chris Paul on the second team or third team, so let's share the player stats here. At the end of the year, once again, we were the 2nd seed out in the Western Conference, so obviously still very, very good for us. Checking out the player stats. Like I said before, Wembanyama, 30 points, 13 boards, 6 assists, 2 steals, 3 blocks. Absolutely crazy. Chris Paul, 18 points, 5 rebounds, 9 assists. Still a very good season for Chris Paul right there. The Cell had 14, Keldon Johnson 13. We got Stephon here. He had 12. Trey Jones had pretty much 10 points a game here. Shout out Jeremy Sohan. And at the end of the season, again, like I said before, we were the 2nd seed out in the Western Conference, 56 and 26 on the year. We were 35 and 6 at home, which is obviously just exceptional. On the road, though, 21 and 20. So we had our struggles away from San Antonio, but we got the job done for the most part. And let's see what happens here in the playoffs. We're going to take it on the Clippers here in the first round. Harden, Powell, Kawhi Leonard here, Kobe Brown, Zubac here, TJ McConnell now on the squad, Moses Moody here, Cam Reddish. They got an interesting squad. I do think that we should be able to beat this Clippers squad, though. Victor Wembanyama just put up 51 points, 22 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, and 5 blocks in game number 1. Wow. Oh my god. In game number 2, let's see what happens here. Chris Paul put up 26, 7, and 6. Victor Wembanyama put up 25 and 19 and 6 right there. Also 5 blocks there. Easily up 2-0 here over the Clippers. We do lose here in game 3. Kawhi put the team on his back in this one, though. Not the best for our guys, but you know, it's 2-1, so it's still good for us. 2-2 here, so obviously not the best what you're looking for here. Harden had 28 for them. Victor Wembanyama had 26. Chris Paul put up 21 assists, and they still lost. Oh, that's brutal. We win here in game number 5 against them, 121 to 109. Victor Wembanyama put up 36 and 12. He also had 5 boards again. Shout out Chris Paul for putting up 33 points as well. And we have one more win here to get to the next round, and we get the job done. So we're going to the next round, taking on the Portland Trail Blazers. They have Scoot here, Simons, Shaedon Sharpe, Denny here, Ayton, Robert Williams, John Collins, Donovan Clingan here. I think they got a very solid squad, but is it enough to beat us? Well, we'll find out. In game number 1, the Blazers do win despite 25, 10, and 9 from Victor Wembanyama. Sharpe puts up 36 for the Blazers there, so you know that was a really good game for him. We win in game 2. Shout out Victor Wembanyama putting up 30 and 14 here. Chris Paul also had 16 dimes in this one. Can we win here in game number 3? Yes, we do. Sharpe 28 for them. We win by 6, 30 points and 18 boards for Victor. That's crazy. Game number 4, though, the Blazers have won yet again. 30 points for Shaedon Sharpe here. Chris Paul put up 28, 9, and 6. So it's back to a 2-2 series between the Spurs and the Portland Trail Blazers. Can we win here in game 5? No, we do not. We're on the edge of elimination here. Huge game for Victor. That's crazy. Let's go to the same cast here to try and change things up a bit for the San Antonio Spurs here. Try and get a dub here because we've been losing to the Blazers. I mean, I knew it was going to be a close series, but I didn't think we'd be on the brink of elimination here. We get a close game on our hands, though. 106 to 108. You know what? Let's hop into this ball game. So we're here in this ball game here. If the Blazers win this game, they're going to the next round here. But if we win, we'll be forcing game 7 inside to Victor Wembanyama. What's he going to do there? Is he going to hit that layup? No, he doesn't. And he doesn't get the rebound either. Robert Williams does for the Blazers here. Still 1 minute and 12 left to go in this ball game. Anything can happen. Ayton inside over Jeremy Sohan. He gets that bucket to go, putting the Blazers back up by 4 here with 1 minute and 8 seconds left to go in this ball game. What's Chris Paul going to do here for San Antonio? Remember, this is prime Chris Paul up to Victor Wembanyama for the alley-oop slam right there. Victor's only got 17 points in this one, though, so it kind of contained him here in this ball game, if you will. 2-point game here, 55 seconds left to go on the clock. Suit's got the ball. He's going to get a turnover there as Sohan is going to be there with the steal for San Antonio inside to Cassell there, and he's going to completely airball that one. That was a bad miss right there. And on the other end, we got John Collins here inside to Scoot Henderson over Chris Paul, and he gets that one to go there. 4-point game here between these two squads here behind the Scoot Henderson layup right there. Chris Paul inside here to Victor Wembanyama, inside to Trey Jones. He gets blocked there by Clingan right there. Chris Paul is going to commit a foul right there on, I think that was Scoot Henderson. Don't quote me on that. Looks like we got a timeout here, but things are not looking good for the San Antonio Spurs there. Oh, that was good. At least out. They're not getting free throws out of it, but they got it side out here with Denny here inbounding it. Either way, Vassell is going to commit the foul on, I forgot who that was. Looks like Simons right there. Simons has 2 free throws here. He's going to make the first one for the Portland Trailblazers. Can he hit the second one as well? And yes, he does. A 6-point ball game here. Things are not looking good for the San Antonio Spurs at all, to say the least. I mean, they got scored 6 points here in 27 seconds. I don't know. A 3 has to be made very, very quickly here. I don't know if they're going to be able to get the job done, but let's see what happens here. Anything is possible, of course. Anything's possible. Chris Paul here, 4-3. Can he get to go? And yes, he does. That's actually a huge a huge 3-pointer there for Chris Paul right there. And the Blazers are now up only 3 here. Let's see what happens here. Simon's going to be going back to the free throw line. A foul is committed once again by Devin Vassell of the San Antonio Spurs. Can Simons hit the first free throw? Yes, he does. Putting the Blazers back up by 4 here. Can he hit the second one as well? And yes, he does. Back to a 5-point ball game here. Again, another 3 has to be made here by San Antonio Spurs here, and very quickly. Otherwise, this game is going to be over. They're going to give it to Chris Paul again. Chris Paul has the ball over here. He's going to go inside, and he actually gets fouled there. Imagine if he got the and 1. But it's only going to be 2 free throws here for Chris Paul. He does hit the first free throw, though, putting the Spurs back down only by 4. Can he hit the second one? And yes, he does. 3-point ball game here between these two squads here. Obviously, the Spurs are going to foul here once again. Simons is going to be going back to the free throw line here for more attempts here to put this ball game away. Can he hit the first one? And yes, he does here. 4-point ball game between these two squads here. Can he hit the second one as well to ice the game? That's probably going to ice the game right there. 5-point game here. I mean, anything's possible here, but I'm pretty sure the Blazers are going to win this game here. Up to Keldon Johnson for 3. He misses. That's going to be it here. I mean, obviously, they're still going to foul here at this point. We got Denny going to the free throw line for the Blazers here, but this is going to be it for San Antonio Spurs this season. So once again, they make it to the second round of the playoffs here, but unfortunately are unable to get the job done. We lose to the Dallas Mavericks here in year number 1 of this Chris Paul sim. We have now lost to the Blazers here in year number 2 of the sim. Let's see if we can go out there and hopefully win here in year number 3. Victor wins yet another MVP here. 31 points, 13 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, and 3 blocks a game. Just absolutely crazy here. We got Cameron Boozer, Rookie of the Year with the Rockets. Josh Giddey, 6th Man of the Year with the Hornets here. Victor also Defensive Player of the Year, and Dylan Harper is your most improved player. Victor Wembanyama, of course, on the All-NBA first team here. No Chris Paul, but that's okay. Again, we're always a 2nd seed, though. Can't get that 1st seed anytime here. Check out the player stats at the end of the year. Like I said before, Victor Wembanyama, 31, 13, and 6 here. We got Markkanen somehow on the squad now. 18 points, 6 rebounds for him. It's actually a really good addition onto your squad. Chris Paul here, 18 points, 6 rebounds, 9 assists. We got Vassell, 15 here, and the rest of the San Antonio Spurs did all right there. End of the year, same record as last year, I believe. Do not quote me on that. 56 and 26 at the end of the year. 32-9 at home, 24 and 17 on the road. Again, I mean, we just can't win on the road. I don't know what it is. But things are not going well for us. Checking out the Grizzlies roster, we're taking on the first round here. Ja Morant, we got VJ here, GG Jackson here, Jaren Jackson Jr., Jalen Duren, Tyus Jones here, Trey Murphy, Peyton Pritchard. They got a solid squad. Let's see how this plays out. We do win here in game 1, though. Victor 39 and 12. That's just crazy. He's been doing so good in the simulation. I think it's actually the best simulation he's ever done, and I think part of it's because of Chris Paul, obviously. Victor Wembanyama, 31, 10 and 7 here. Markkanen at 28 and 6, and Chris Paul at 18, 8 and 12. That's crazy. We win in game number 3 here, 140-98. Just an absolute blowout here. 44 from Victor. Can we win here in game number 4? No, we do not, but I do think, though, we should get the job done here in game 5, and yes, we do. We're going to the next round here. We'll be taking on the Denver Nuggets. Now, the Denver Nuggets are obviously still a very good team here. They're a 3rd seed this season. Let's see how this plays out here. Murray, Trey Johnson, Porter Jr., Gordon, Jokic here, Miles McBride. I do think that we should still win against them, but we do lose here in game 1. That's not good. We've also lost here in game 2. Things are not looking good. We do win here in game 3, despite 34 from Jokic. Victor just put up 44, 16, and 8. We do win here in game 4. Obviously, very good. Jokic did well. Victor's just been an absolute killer. This is crazy. We've also won here in game 5. Can we win here in game 6? We lose the first 2, but we're going to the Western Conference Finals, taking on the Utah Jazz here. They got Keontae George here. We got, I guess, one of these developed players here. Keldon Johnson. Looks like, oh, and Zach Collins here. So they traded. Oh, wow. I did not notice that. So obviously Markkanen was still on the Jazz here. So we made a trade. So here we are, the 2nd and the 8th seed, though. But I do think, though, we should be able to beat them. I mean, this team, the Spurs team, is so much better. We're just flying right through the series here. And there you have it. We're going to the NBA Finals here. 35-11-7, 4 blocks for Victor in the Western Conference Finals. That's crazy. Taking on the Raptors here quickly. Ace Bailey, RJ Barrett, Scotty Barnes, Jakob Poeltl, Dyson Daniels, Grady Dick, and Cason Wallace, Devin Carter. I think, though, we should win. Spurs take game 1. Markkanen 32-11. Victor 32-6-9. Chris Paul at 16 dimes. That's crazy. We've also lost here in game 2. I spoke too soon. Victor 21 here. Barrett 23 for them. In game number 3, we have also won. Grady Dick 22 for them. Walker Kessler's on this team. I didn't even notice. Wow. Game number 4, we have also won here. Sky Barnes 25. Chris Paul 22, 3-10. We're 1 win away from the NBA Finals, and we get the job done. The Spurs have won the championship. Victor Wembanyama is your Finals MVP. So there you have it. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I told you we were going to be winning here in year 2 or 3, and we win here in year number 3. That's going to be the conclusion of today's video. I thought it'd be pretty interesting to see how things would play out there if I put prime Chris Paul on today's San Antonio Spurs roster. Obviously, Chris Paul is still a very good player today, but obviously he's nowhere near as good as he used to be. And you can see the effects, though, that he had on Victor Wembanyama in this gameplay here, because Victor was going absolutely crazy in this entire simulation. So be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new here. Hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you next time.